guys, it's Stephanie here with New Tricks Dog Training in Louisville, Kentucky, and today is my first video in my series about how to introduce your dog to the e-collar. So I wanted to start off by talking about what an e-collar is and how it works. So an e-collar is not a shock collar. The technology used in an e-collar is actually very similar to the technology used in a TENS or EMS unit. If you've never heard either of those terms before, you're lucky because you've probably never had surgery or broken anything. I might be a little extra unlucky because I've had 8 leg surgeries. So I'm very familiar with both TENS and EMS units for humans. These technologies are used on humans all the time. I had a lot of experience with them in my 2 years of physical therapy. So it's nothing to be afraid of. You're not shocking your dog if you use an e-collar. What it's doing is it's stimulating the muscles. So that's what you'll often hear me refer to using the e-collar as a stim, because it's stimulating the muscle, not shocking your dog. And stim is just a fancy word for tensing the muscle. And since e-collars are not shock collars, that's why they're also safe for use in water, so you can use them when you're training your dogs to swim. So what an e-collar does is it creates what I call an invisible leash effect for your dog. And how this works is you start with the lowest level that a dog can feel. I often refer to this as the working level. And then you use it kind of like an invisible leash and prong collar. So it's a pressure on, pressure off system. And that's why it's important to start your training with the leash and prong collars, because you're teaching your dog, doing those exercises, what pressure on, pressure off means, so that it's more easy to transfer to e-collar training. And what this does is this allows you to communicate with your dog up close, but also far away, so you're not constrained by whether or not you can get to your dog's leash. It's an invisible leash. And like I said, most e-collar work is done at the very lowest level a dog can feel. But the great thing is high quality e-collars. I'll talk a little bit more about this in a second. But high quality e-collars have a wide variety of levels. So most of what you're doing is whispering to your dog about what you want them to do. You're reinforcing existing training and helping guide them with the pressure on, pressure off to what you want them to do. But you could also use them to shout. If your dog is repeatedly in life-threatening situations, like if they're a fence jumper or they counter surf and grab food they shouldn't, you can use the e-collar to shout. But basic obedience is all done at very low-level work. And another thing an e-collar is a remote control for your dog. There's nothing magical about the e-collar that just trains your dog for you. It's a tool, not a trainer. You're the trainer. This is just something that will help reinforce the training you are doing. So e-collars are not something where you just magically click a button and your dog suddenly knows what to do. It's really important for your dog to understand what you're asking from them when you're working with an e-collar. It's meant to be layered over basic training. And that's what in later parts of the series I'll start showing you how to layer the e-collar over existing commands and prong collar pressure. But this is why it's really important for you to have a good quality e-collar. And by that, I mean either something from ecollar Technologies or Dogtra or other quality companies. So when you're looking for a quality e-collar, you're looking for something with a wide variety of levels. One of the things that makes a bad e-collar is they're ones that only go from 0 to 6 or 0 to 10. So there's not a wide range to work with your dog. And that's what e-collars like that, they're usually about $30. And even the lowest level is usually overwhelming for the dog because it's too high. Those collars are usually meant to be correction-based only, and that's not how I train. So you want an e-collar that's versatile and has a wide range of levels. And before I get started, I want to go over who and who isn't e-collar training for. There's kind of a common misconception, and I think this goes back to e-collars that aren't of great quality, that are pretty much for correction only. So there's this misconception that e-collars are only for bad dogs, meaning only dogs with serious behavioral issues, and that's really not true. Any dog can benefit from clearer communication. The more clearly you can communicate what you want with your dog, the yes things you want and the no things you don't want, the easier it'll be for your dog to really learn what you're looking for. And when you have a dog that knows what you're looking for and is well trained, they can have so much more freedom. So this isn't just for dogs with aggression issues or with separation anxiety or who are just a little too overexcited all the time. This is for any dog who you really want to know all of their basic commands so that you can trust them on and off leash. So in the next video coming up, I'm going to go over how to set up ecollar from ecollar Technologies. The most common one I use is the Mini Educator. So I'm going to go over a little bit on how to set that up and get it all ready to use for your pup. And then we'll go over introducing the ecollar and teaching your dog pressure on, pressure off in this new system. And then I'll go over how to layer the ecollar over your dog's existing knowledge of its basic commands. So make sure to like my page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll keep you up to date on all of the upcoming ecollar videos. If you have any questions, shoot me a message or an email or comment below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Talk to you later, guys.